Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It's Sunday, January 12th. Welcome. I hope y'all have had a great week. It's been a pretty good week here. I just did this video and then accidentally deleted it again. Yeah. Let's see. Last week was my mom's birthday on Thursday. I hope she had a happy birthday. I don't think they went and did anything on her birthday, but hopefully they have since. I like to tease her that it was because of her busy schedule, because really they don't do a whole lot of anything. But I did stitch, so that was good. Good gravy. Sorry, watching outside. I worked on Wyatt's stocking. This Dimensions Gold Collection. I think Gold Collection means that it has even more complicated stuff. I think that's what that really stands for. But I took it out of the hoop, and here we are. I worked on putting back what I had ripped out, fixing where I had messed up before, and then just filling in still some more. This is like just up at the top of his shoulder. I think there are 4 or 5 colors of red in there. It's just like, it goes so slow. So slow. But it's going to be awesome when it's done. Should that ever happen. I worked on Christmas Gentleman, which is also... feels like it's been going on forever. Not near as long as Wyatt's stocking. I can say that. After I get Wyatt's stocking and Abigail's stocking done, I take a big step forward. Probably somewhere between 10 and 15 years forward in oldest whips. So here's the whole thing. So far this time on Santa, I worked on the white. There was a little bit of fill-in here and there for some of the red and some of the white over here, but I got all that done and then filled in the white and came back and started the red on the next side. I think I'm probably about halfway done on him. And then there's 2 more Santas. This is what I'm working on, and then these 2 after him. So with any luck, no, I'm sorry. What did I say? These 2. I have to do these 2. I have the other 2 done. Good gravy. I'll be mad if I do the wrong ones. I worked a little bit on this one, which, again, I'll show you, even though you can't tell. There you go. I don't even know what I worked on. Something in yellow, based on the thread, that little piece of thread that's in the needle. I think a lot of it was up in here. This is where I started, and then I just go until, for those colors, until my thread runs out. So, I don't even actually know where they all went. Sorry, things are trying to fall down. I worked some more on Abigail's stocking. I'm working on this snowman right here. I filled in this cuff down here. I did a little bit. This is going to be a bow up there by the banner. And then did back stitching. I did around here and around this scarf. And currently I'm back stitching over on this side. I don't want to save the back stitching till the end. All of these so far are on my list of things to finish this year, and I'm not feeling good about it. I can tell you that. Out of this book, Country Cross Stitch Designs by Ellen Stouffer. Do this so I can see. I'm working on this one. And I am only stitching in between these two trees and in between them and this big balloon. I'm not doing the alphabet, and this one, I don't think I'll do any of the extra balloons either. I think it'll just be this part right here. I have plenty of time to figure it out because I am so far into this. This time I put in some of the leaves on the tree. It was driving me nuts. So I started on this lady's dress. I wanted to backstitch around this box and this girl. This is another piece with a ton of backstitch in it. I would really like for that girl to stop looking like a blob. But in my completely kitted project, the color for the backstitching isn't in there. And it's not black, it's a darker gray. I don't know how that happens. I really don't. But it happens to me a lot. So I'll have to dig through some stuff or go buy. It's faster just to go buy it. I can tell you that. Ignore the face I'm making. It's really good. I'm drinking apple cider vinegar. I see a lot of people just dilute it with water and drink it just like that. No, thank you. I tried that. Not going to happen. This one has cinnamon and some honey and green tea. But the tartness just takes some getting used to. It's not bad. It's better than the apple cider vinegar just in water. But still. A minute ago when I was getting dressed, or actually by now since I've recorded this more than once, it's been 30 minutes ago, Dax was asking me, after I got dressed, he's like, where are you going? And I told him that I was gonna go record my video. And he's like, oh yes, the video. And I said, I'm sorry, but the people demand it. I have to. It's for the people. So, he told me to tell y'all that I smell good too, since you only get to see me on video. So there you go. I didn't want to forget to do that. My new start for last week was this Flip It by Lizzie Kate. And yes, just a few weeks ago, I started a different one with June on it. So in some universe where they all get finished, I'll have more than one June thing for my bowl. 3-tiered tray. That's what it is. Anyway, this is where I got to. I have not done the J because it's in a different color. I've got the boat and the words, and I have this sail on this side of the boat. I was looking to see. I'm not going to get it where you can see it. It's like almost the exact same color. So I'm going to have to I'll probably take like this little brown right here and outline around the sail so that you can tell it's even there. But its week is over, so it will go to the back of the whip box because sometimes I keep stitching on them, but my projects that I want to finish this year are too big to spend extra time stitching on those kinds of things. I guess that's what it boils down to. And last time, I told you that I was going to start this Linen and Threads Mystery Quaker Sampler. And I didn't have any fabric big enough, so I had to go buy some. And I was going to do 221 because I found several skeins of it around here, which kind of is a dark red, and that's how the majority of my house is decorated, with kind of a dark Americana kind of red. My bedroom is actually Americana red, white, and blue. But anyway, I went to Hobby Lobby. Michaels has their entire cross-stitch selection is crammed into one side of an aisle that's only about half an aisle long. So there's like nothing there. I think you might have a choice of 3 fabrics. that's it. So I just went to Hobby Lobby. They have more selection. And I was going to get a 14 count. I wanted something in like natural or oatmeal. And they didn't have a 14 count that was big enough, because at 14, you need 24 by 24. That includes a 3-inch margin on each side. But they didn't have anything big enough in 14 count. But they had a 16 count. And so I thought, well, that's fine. I would need a smaller piece, but I'm still buying it in the big piece. But they didn't have that in natural or oatmeal. They had it in ivory. So I thought, well, I can coffee dye it, and that'll be fine. So I went ahead and I got that, and I came home, and you know how we all do. And the next morning I was excited. Okay, I'm going to start this. I get to go ahead and start it. I don't want to keep falling behind. So I got up the next morning and I started it. And as you can see here, this is an ivory piece of fabric. There is no coffee dye on it anywhere. So I forgot to coffee dye it. And then I was like, you know what? I am not ripping out what I've put in so that I can coffee dye it. So this is going to be fine. It's going to be on ivory 16 count. Nothing that I said I wanted to do, but this will be fine. So here's my start, which you will also notice is not in 221 Americana red. It is in navy blue, because I decided, dadgummit, I want it in blue, I'm stitching it in blue. So, yeah, I didn't do any of the things I said. It's 16 count, not 14. It's on ivory, not natural or oatmeal. And it's in blue, not red. But like I said, my bedroom actually is red, white, and blue, Americana kind of stuff. So it'll be fine. So there you go. Hopefully I'll stitch on it some more today. I really don't want to fall way behind. And these pieces, these monthly releases are not nearly what the band sampler that I did was. Those monthly releases were just ridiculously huge. I think that's everything I stitched on this week. I wanted to say I had a proud mom moment this week. When Abigail was home at Christmas, she went to Hobby Lobby and she bought a little embroidery kit. She had been looking at some stuff online and decided that embroidery looked pretty cool and that it was faster than cross stitch. So she bought one of the little beginner kits. It's a llama. And so at one point during the week, she texted me and asked, will you make me a needle minder? Of course I will. My heart swelled. Oh, a needle minder. Yes, she's asking for stitching supplies. I learned first how to embroider. My aunt taught me when I was probably 7 or 8 years old. So I'm thrilled for one of them to want to do any of this kind of stuff. So I made her a needle minder. Turn him the right way, because she loves the little balloon animals, so I thought she would like that one. It was like a tie tack kind of pin that I cut the back off and made her the needle minder. I've got to decide on, because I texted her back and I said, of course I can make the needle minder. Do you also want a scissor fob and some fancy scissors? And would you like a project bag? And she was like, yes, I need all the fixins. So yes, my heart swelled. Bigger, bigger, bigger. For somebody, like I said, for one of them to show an interest in anything like this at all. And as proof that she's a natural for this, sorry, things are falling over because the cat was crawling around out here. She has already been to buy another project, even though she hasn't finished the first project. So I told her, ah, yes, grasshopper, welcome to the fold, because you will continue to buy things when you haven't finished other things, and it will swell and swell and swell, and you'll still love it. That's just how it goes. So maybe she does get something from me after all. Anyway, so now I've got to decide on a scissor fob and project bag for her. Let's see. Oh, I crocheted on my temperature blanket. I am using what I had here. I did not go out and buy new yarn for each little thing. Lots of people do that, but I have a ton of yarn around here, so I decided that this would be completely scrappy and I would do what I wanted, which creates some problems like this. You can't really tell how, maybe the other end will show up better, how awful it is, but my yarns are different weights, they're different materials. I've got acrylic, I've got 100% cotton, I've got blends. So at the end of this, I'm going to have to, like this cream color, that's just a foundation to get everything going. I'm using a granny square stitch, which makes it really, really big. I will not be able to get, because like each row is like a half an inch. I can't get the whole year done that way. It would be 183 inches long if I did that. Nobody needs a blanket that's 183 inches long. But anyway, afterwards I will have to do some magic on the edges, and I will go around the whole thing in this, it's kind of an ecru color. But this is up to date, and like I said, it's really scrappy. This yarn is 100% cotton, and I had a little ball of it, and I thought that I had another skein, and I did not. So this 2 different shades of yellow here are all the same high temperature. So we had a front come through, so it was a little bit cooler yesterday, but I think probably by today it's just going to be that one little stripe of green, and I'll be back into the yellow again. It's been a really mild winter here. I thought maybe next year I might do one and just do rows of single crochet, but do a low temp and a high temp for the same day. So 2 rows for each day, because that would give me some colors, because our temperatures seem to vary. Like it's been in the 70s during the day and down into the 40s at night. So I could get some good color stripes of color variation if I did it that way. But I'm not going to start over. It is up to date though. So yay me. I've made it 11 days in. Wow. What else? Dina, yes, I am going to continue cleaning off my desk. For the past couple of weeks, I found some more small pieces of fabrics where I've used for other things. So I put those away, and when the kids buy me floss at Mother's Day or my birthday, Christmas, whatever, they put them in little gift bags a lot. Not every time, but a lot they do. And so I had all those little tiny gift bags, because I take the floss out and put it with the projects and fold the bag up. And so there was a little stack of those sitting out here, so I cleaned that off. And my word for this year, I don't like resolutions, I just like to pick a focus word, is forward. So I'm going to keep moving forward with cleaning my desk. It's a large desk area. I mean, it's not like a sewing table, so it's got plenty of stuff to be cleaned. Maybe sometime in this decade I'll get finished with that and move on to a different part out here. What else? I had thought of other words besides forward. One of them I had thought about was less, because there's stuff I'd like less of, like all the crap in my garage. But then there are things I don't want less of, so I decided maybe that wouldn't be a good word. And the same is true of the opposite for more. I'd like more travel, more leisure time, more money, but I don't want like more crap in my garage, or maybe more disposable income is the right thing, because I don't want things to go wrong where I get more money and I have to spend it on those things. So anyway, forward. I figured that is a good thing. Keep moving forward on things that I want. So that's my word of the year. Oh, I almost forgotten. It's sitting right in front of me. I FFO'd something. My project from last week that I finished with the Amish doll. I think of her as an Amish doll. I don't know if she is or not. But I finished it into this little pouch. In this, to me, this fabric, and I don't think the color's showing up very well, it looks like a light blue that's dingy and dirty. And so I wanted something dingy to go with it. And not anything really elaborate. And because I love it, I decided I wanted blue ticking. I love ticking fabric, and if I'm at the thrift store or whatever and I find ticking, I always buy it. I have found around here, let's see, they're still pulled out. I have beige ticking, I have red ticking, I have pink ticking, and I know I have blue ticking around here somewhere, but I can't find it. Which, consequently, should be what is on my tombstone. Here lies Taryn. She had the medication to save her life, but she couldn't find it. So, anyway, I got online and I was looking for blue ticking. Holy wow, y'all. Blue ticking is like $30 to $40 a yard. For ticking, I mean, if I had a mattress sitting around here, an old one, I would have gone and cut it up to get this fabric off of there. But I looked and I looked and I looked all over the place. Lots of people don't want to sell it for under a yard. Some people will sell you a fat quarter for around $10, and I only need a little piece. And I wasn't looking to make this an expensive finish. I mean, I'm sorry, but for something this small, $10 just for a tiny little piece of fabric on the back is kind of ridiculous to me. So anyway, I looked everywhere and I got on Etsy, and there was a store, I didn't bring this stuff with me, that she had blue ticking dish towels. I have the dish towel, which I bought. Yes. Here. I can't even figure out how to unfold it. A dish towel, right? That's more than a fat quarter. And I cut off, I needed like this much. Actually, probably about this much. And so, I cut off a panel, about 1/4 of the towel, and I tea dyed it. Nope. I coffee dyed it, because I don't ever tea dye anything. I coffee dye because it is easy, because I just mix up espresso instant coffee crystals with hot water, just tap hot water. Like for this, I mixed it into I used a glass 2-cup measuring cup, and I wadded the fabric up and put a spoon on top of it to hold it down there. And then the piece I had is bigger. You can see where I cut out. I fussy cut it based on what I wanted. And on one side it's darker than the other. This one's way more muted than this side. The stains show up a lot darker on this side. which is what I used. I used the darker stain coming out and everything, but I love it. I love it. And it was so easy. She put a note that I will love this dish towel, and the more you wash it, the better it works and everything. And now I feel guilty because I just wanted it to cut it up to make something else without spending a fortune. So now I feel like I got to buy another dish towel. I'm looking for a piece of paper that fell. Sorry. So anyway, I didn't have a pattern for this. So I just took a piece of paper and folded it in half, and I marked the top and the bottom. I laid it on my project like this, and I marked where I wanted the top and the bottom to go, and then just kind of drew out a little bit how I wanted it to be. And that's what I used to cut out my ticking. And then on the rest of the paper, I opened it up, and I laid that on my finished piece, and I went around it with a piece of chalk so that I could see exactly where it was going to be inside and everything, and make sure that it was how I wanted it to be. That my piece was going to be a little bit more centered. So there you go. If you're doing something like this, there's an idea for you so that you're not guessing. Open up your paper and look, don't guess, especially not when it's going to be like this small and kind of close. And what I cut included my seam allowances and all of that. So I did that. I am going to buy like some wire that I'm just going to push through there and, do like the little curly cues and use some wire. I thought it would be really cute for Valentine's Day, hanging from like one of the cabinet handles in the kitchen or something. So anyway, I'm going to do that. There are, I was like, what is that noise? You probably can't hear it. In the garage, I don't know if it's one of my cats, but the noise sounds like a cat in heat. All of my cats are fixed, so I have one that he gets kind of loud when he wants food, so I don't know if he's doing that, but they've already been fed today. But true to cat form, if he can see the bottom of the bowl, he thinks he's dying. So I hope it's not him. No. I hope it is him making noise for that, and that it is not one of the cats that has run away from here before they could be fixed, returning because it's either pregnant or trying to get pregnant and is going to come here and have kittens, because we have 8 cats. I don't need any more. Okay, really, I think that that's all. I have some other things that I am hoping to get done today. I hope I'm going to have some time to stitch a little bit. I've got some apple slices in the food dehydrator because I decided I want some granola and that I wanted apple in it. And then Kirsten and Wyatt had made, they'd taken and baked some pumpkin seeds, and they like coated them with honey and cinnamon before they baked them. So I think I'm going to put that in the granola also. So that's on my list of things to do today. We'll see if that happens or what else might get done. I still haven't gotten the Christmas decorations completely down, so I may make an attempt at that. Usually when I do things like that, it's in the wee hours in the morning when I first get up, because after that, I'm not interested. So, but it's not like anybody else is going to take them down either, so I don't listen. Nobody else is allowed to say anything mean to me about it. So anyway, I guess I will clean up the mess that I've made out here, and I hope that y'all have a great week ahead. Thank you everybody for your likes and your comments. I do appreciate them, and as always, I am trying to get better at them. Responding. When I respond on my phone, it doesn't always go through. And I think the issue is with my phone, because we really need new phones. Um, our phone is, whatever kind it is like a version 2, and they're on 6 or 8 now. I don't know. So anyway, we need new phones. So my responses don't always go through. They get lost out there on the internet, netherlands. But I am trying, and I appreciate your comments, and I do read them all. So thank you. Okay, that's it for real. We will see you here next time. And until then, y'all have a great week. Thanks, y'all. Bye.